first and foremost, we want to start by giving all praise and honor and glory to Yahweh.
Our Hashem Yahushai, Hashem Kakodash.
Double honor to the apostles, bishops, and elders, and great most of who well. All right, and it's time this word in truth and sincerity, peace and mercy to the elect. Okay, starting with 144,000. They're pushing this word in truth and sincerity across the four corners of the earth. All right, we're the Hebrew Israelites. Okay, we come in week in and week out, day in and day out. They're the prophet of downfall of this wicked kingdom. All right, and the heroine, the coming of our Lord to the world, ignorant cause Jesus Christ, Yahushai. That is the greatest prophecy in the Bible. The second coming of the Lord. All is good. It's beautiful. The second coming of the Lord to the world, ignorant cause Jesus Christ, Yahushai. Okay, and we come out to break down the prophecies of the Bible to strengthen the faith of the elect. Not all Israel. Forget the rest of the world, just the elect. Okay, because only the elect are seeking the kingdom of righteousness on this earth. The rest of you people are in love with an illusion that's going to be quickly snatched right under your feet. Okay, leaving you holding nothing but turmoil, distress, destruction, famine. While you have your families with you, your children with you, and no hope in the time of destruction. That's strong, and the scripture says a strong delusion upon the people. That you Babylonians, okay, which is Americans, you're in war. You're literally in war. And your president is talking about, I left destruction. If they take me out, bond them to hell. Okay? And you're still going about your day thinking that nothing's going to come upon the American soil. Well, that just means you're a cannon fodder. You're fuel for the fire, man. And we're not here to mix words for you people. We're here to give you the truth, raw and uncut. Okay? Brothers got precepts? Yeah.
Jeremiah 28, verse 8. The prophets that have been before me, before thee of old, prophesied both against many countries and against great kingdoms, war.
So the prophets before us, right? All the prophets prophesied against many kingdoms. They prophesied with or for many kingdoms. Okay, against many kingdoms. We're in the kingdom. Okay, so we're following the footsteps of the ancient prophets. And yes, reincarnation is a biblical concept. Okay, and what did they prophesy about? Go on, go ahead.
The prophets that have been before me and before thee of old prophesied both against many countries and against great kingdoms of war and of evil. And of
war with who? War with the Most High. Because there's only one law that actually governs the earth. Every other law that you can have is a perversion of the law. Okay, some of you hold wisdom of Solomon, I think 6, about these rulers that rule the earth. Mm-hmm. So the ancient prophets prophesied against many kingdoms, against many countries of destruction. Why? Because they profane the law of the Most High. Babylonian Empire, Assyrian Empire, the Greek Empire, okay? Babylonian Empire, Syrian Empire, Babylonian Empire, Persian, the Medes, the Greek, the Romans. Now we're in the extension of Rome.
Yeah, that's beautiful. That beast, the fourth beast. Simply put, man, great. Yeah, that's right. The extension of the Roman Empire and all the empires combined. It says speaks of them. The scripture says in Daniel 7, it had great iron teeth, right? And then when you read down, it says that it's iron and clay, meaning that they will not cleave one to another, these empires. Yeah, no doubt about it. So, yeah. Mm-hmm. There you go. Beautiful.
You got a lot of third witnesses. All right. That's the point. Okay. Talking about iron and clay, being that being mixed with that being the microchip. That's not the microchip. The iron and clay is not man being merged with machine. That's not it. The iron and clay is talking about the European nations economically being stronger than another. Financially. Right. Not all members of the EU are on the same playing field. That's what I was talking about. And what that would cause is said, a lack of cleaving together.
That's right.
Okay, and now Trump, what is he doing? He's doing the best thing that he could do to annex America from the rest of EU and the NATO nations. All right, so he has to be the true Lord.
You can pick up that on the top of the shop. Pick that up, the B sign, and just.
Okay, just leave it.
Okay. So,
No, you're good. Go ahead, brother. Go ahead. Keep reading what you're reading.
you have more?
Like that.
That was it?
I'm done with that. This is 1 Corinthians chapter 7 in the GNT, starting at verse 29. What I mean, my friends, is this. There is not much time left.
Right.
And from now on, married people should live as though they were not married.
Why? Why? Because there's not much time left. What does that even mean? That means judgment is at the door. That's what that means. Judgment is at the door. So, if judgment is at the door by the Heavenly Father, what are we to do? Prep your mind, get right, establish that relationship. Because if you don't got a relationship with the Heavenly Father, one who's bringing the judgment, you're through. You're completely through. Okay? And then, like you said, be ready to what? Let go. Be ready to let go of this world. That means hate your wife, hate your husband? No. But the first and foremost, the first and most important thing in this ministry, in your walk, is your servitude to Yahweh Shah. If you want to be saved. Okay? If you're not, hey, a lot of brothers and sisters so-called in this ministry are asleep. And they got the truth. That's a fact. That's a fact. A lot of brothers and sisters that are so-called in this truth in this ministry are asleep. And the Lord's judgment is going to hit them like a sack of bricks across their face. You can't play with this truth. You have to be sincere and diligent. Because if you're not, the scriptures talk about the judgment being worse for us. Yeah, you guys are okay. Being worse for us to have the scriptures that are out here on the highways and byways calling on his name, cursing out the devil. It's going to be worse for us if we're not the elect. If we're slighting the grace spirit. Brothers and sisters have to sit down and actually think about what that means. We're talking about the king of terror. Go ahead.
Verse 30. Those who weep as though they were not sad. Those who laugh as though they were not happy.
But that's another thing. Weep as though you're not sad. That's another thing. You can't let this bitterness overtake you. The bitterness is supposed to be there, but you're supposed to overcome it through your faith. All right? Through your faith and through the rewards that are promised. And the bitterness is for a time. It's not forever. How can you compare something that's time limited to something that's not? The rewards that are coming for the elect are eternal. They're forever. Right? We have an example of our forefathers in the wilderness. Look what the bitterness did to them. Only let out 2 men out of a nation of millions of people. 2 men got through. Not even the men that led them there. That should terrify you. Moses, the one that was chosen by the Most High to lead Israel out of the wilderness and into the promised land, didn't even make it at that time. Why? Because bitterness got over him. He got pissed off at Israel. It's easy to slip and fall when you're overcome by bitterness and the wickedness in this truth. That's why, and the Lord is doing that on purpose. Why? So our comfort can be redirected into Him. Every single ounce of your comfort needs to be redirected into Yahweh Shemel Shai. That's why we're catching hell, even more extreme now. Okay?
Verse 31. Those who deal in material goods as though they were not fully occupied with them, for this world as it is now will not last much longer.
Right. If you can't see that, then you're a part of the fading away. You look at this world and you tell me it's going to last. The society that we're talking about, they're taking water and put it on the stock market. They're putting something that's natural on the stock market. And then what you have is not even real water. You're bathing in feces, all kind of pollution, feeling clean after you're done bathing yourself. That's witchcraft. That's sorcery. That this man can point in every aspect of your living, from when you wake up to go to sleep, in your sleep, and back when you wake up. Wisdom of Solomon talks about a great war of ignorance.
Ooh.
They had a great war of ignorance.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the other brought that out last week. What?
I got to reset. Yeah. Quickly, I just want to bring this up because I got to bring it out in Ezra because you mentioned, excuse me, the forgotten, the walk of Israel, right? All praises to Yahweh Shemashah, the elect has been forgotten because of his spirit. So I'm going to go to Second Ezra real quick, read it because it's very important. Second Ezra 7:4. It says, uh, "But put the case, the entrance were narrow and like a river." You see, so that's what you've forgotten. The walk that when you came in, when the Spirit jumped on you to walk with your Savior, you forgot about that narrow walk, right? And yeah, you start to focus maybe on the left, the right, the front, what's behind you. But what about the narrow? So, so it goes on to say this real quick. Verse 5. It says, "Who then could go into the sea to look upon it and to rule?" Right? It's a question.
Yeah, but that's why the story of Lot's life was so important, because that's the looking back.
Yeah.
You're looking back, like there's something. When Lot's wife looked back at Babylon, there was something that she saw that was enticing. So it's the same thing with this world. When you look back, there's something enticing in this world that you want, whether it's the summer or the bitches or the money, the infrastructure. There's something, or the black, quote unquote, black wealth. You think you could build in this place, not understanding that this place is going to be destroyed, right? And you have to understand, Lot's wife looked back in the time of destruction.
Mm-hmm.
So you should know the mindset of the majority of the world.
Beautiful.
They're going to look back even in the time of the end. It's clear to you that we're in the end. But to the time of the majority are looking back because they always think that there's a way out. There's always a way out for the population. That's why the elites call them goyim. They're just goyim. The majority of people just have their head in the sand. They went to school, but that's indoctrination.
Mm-hmm.
They went to church, that's indoctrination. Everywhere these people have gone to is indoctrination. They have never went to a school of higher learning. Never. The school of higher learning is outside. And the majority of people haven't, quote unquote, touched grass. They haven't been outside to see reality. Right? That's why the rest of the world who come from the third world country, they come to this Western world and they're like, this world is not real. The quote unquote third world countries, they're real. This is all fake. People come here and they're just like, you guys are delusional. The women are delusional. The men are delusional. The children.
That's right.
Everyone in the Western world is delusional. Just like the brother said, it's a witchcraft. Literally under a spell. But when you go back home, wherever you're from, you're just like, it's nothing like the West. People live in reality. People understand there's consequences for what comes out of their mouth, their actions. But in the West, it's just like, I can do whatever, say whatever, nothing is going to happen. I'm good.
Yeah, this is where you have liberty to self-destruct.
That's right.
You want to come and self-destruct, come over to America.
Come to America.
This is where you can do whatever you want. Because like you said, you're goyim anyway. There's a mass amount of people, billions of people that are going to die when the Lord brings destruction. Like we're in awe when we hear thousands. How much more millions? Then you got hundreds of millions. Then you got billions. Damn. Damn. Go ahead.
Yeah. I'll just finish the final verse. Second Ezra 7:5 says, "Who then could go into the sea to look upon it and to rule it, if he went not through the narrow? How could he come into the broad?" So yes, and that's why brother went down and broke it down, man. Hey, you people are not even, you're not even on both sides, man. You're gone. As you read earlier on, what, ignorantly? That's the word. Yeah, well, ignorance. That's what you people are involved with, man. Right? Because you've rejected the truth. And I'm speaking mainly to 2/3 of our people, right? And we don't care about you, Goyim. Don't care about your nation. You're a drop in the bucket, man. We don't care about who you are. We're here for these people on the side, right? The elect, the Lord's elect. Hey, that's all I got.
Yeah, but does a crackhead care about themselves? The crackhead, they don't care about
Who
themselves.
cares
Not
about
yet.
crack?
You could care about the crackhead all you want.
That's right.
The crackhead doesn't care about himself yet. You can't help a crackhead until he's ready to help himself.
Yeah.
You could, oh, that's my brother. That's my mom's a crackhead. It doesn't matter. In Babylon, these are all crackheads. You got to leave them. Yeah. Somebody hold Isaiah. Get your precept. Isaiah 1:4.
Yeah, I was holding that.
Oh, that's the spirit. That's the spirit.
Beautiful.
4 and 4 in the NLT. You adulterers, don't you realize friendship with the world makes you an enemy to Yahweh? I say it again. You want to be a friend of the world?
You see how it says you started off with you adult. Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Showing you that as soon as you go away from your maker, you're in a pool of idolatry. As soon as you go away from serving Yahweh Shai, even if it's something small, it's idolatry. Right? And the scriptures say, do not be ignorant of anything, no small, no great. Why? Because you don't want to be a child of wrath. If you want to be a child of wrath, be my guest. For the Most High is a jealous power. Yeah, you're good. You're good. You're good. Okay? Go ahead. Go ahead. We're talking about the same power that killed an Israelite, okay, for picking up a stick. You think that power changed? That's a jealous power. So you start off by saying what? You adulterers. Friendship with this world is all this aspect. Meaning what? Meaning you still have to operate. You gotta be wise. But this world can't come above your duty, your service to how about you know shot. If you want salvation. If you don't, and you just love being a Hebrew Israelite, a black Hebrew Israelite, whatever they're calling us, right? You like doing lessons, you know, you like coming out here chilling with the brothers, but you're not really thinking about the duty of the Lord, which doing the lessons, the duty of the Lord, all these things, with a sincere heart, and with the destruction ahead, then you're not really in this. You're not really in this. And technically, you're in the spirit of idolatry. This is why the scriptures say what? Examine yourself whether you be in the faith. You don't just examine yourself sometimes. It's every single moment of the day. If you're really in it. Okay? Especially in offense. Go ahead.
I say it again. If you want to be a friend of the world, you make yourself an enemy of Yahweh Hashem Yahshai.
Okay, so look at the track record. Look what the Lord can do, and look what the world can do. Who do you want to be an enemy of? Would you rather be an enemy of a man who flood the whole earth, part of the sea, open up the whole earth so men, women, and children screaming on the way to their death got swallowed up? See, the world does not understand the reality of the power in the heavens. All right? And like the brother used to say, we're reintroducing the Lord to the world the right way. Through fear first. We're not talking about love. Love is, see, the love you experience with serving Yahweh Shai comes from a relationship you establish. You have to establish that relationship to get that love. But you coming through fear first. Why? Because you're coming out of wickedness. You're not coming from a righteous place into a next righteous place. You're coming out of wickedness. So the prophets, as the brother brought up earlier, they what? They prophesy of destruction, famine, of war, and war. Showing that the Most High is upstairs, not pleased whatsoever. Or else, why would he put that kind of message in his prophet's mouth? The sins that return to the heaven. Exactly. Yeah, come on. Yeah, go ahead.
2 Peter 3 and verse 9. The Lord Yahweh is not keeping his promise. Our son understand his promise. He said he's patient with you. Don't want anyone to perish, but everyone to come to repentance.
Yeah.
Everyone that is in the book is going to come to pass. Right?
Yeah.
All the plagues of the just is going to come to pass. As you mentioned it, you want to be part of this work, continue with this work.
Exactly. Exactly. Do that again. Sure.
2 Peter 3 and verse 9. The Lord Yahweh is not keeping his promise.
Yeah, he's not slowing keeping his promise. That's NLT.
I get you.
Okay, KJV, keep going.
As some understand his boldness, he said
you're applying your situation of waiting on the Lord, you're applying that to a man in a carnal mindset. But you're thinking about a deity that created time itself. Okay, so a lot of Israelites are thinking like, and yeah, we cry out too, how long, oh Lord, in righteousness stuff. We got a lot of Israelites crying out, well, they're in that spirit of, well, he's not going to do anything good or bad anyways. Ignorance. Basically, yeah, great war of ignorance. You took in the Lord, his word, and his judgment, you put it behind your head and continue on your day.
I think it's not going to happen.
Yeah.
That's why they procrastinate in terms of wanting to repent, because they feel like they have all the time in the world, because they don't see a severe judgment taking place.
Yeah.
That's why a lot of people are going to be caught off guard when things start to really speed up. But when things start to speed up, you're not going to have a chance to, unless you have a criminal trial with you, you're not going to have a chance to repent or get right. There's going to be so much shit going on. Your thoughts, your emotions are going to take control of you, and lead you down the path of destruction.
Sure. Finish that up.
He's patient with you, no wanting anyone to perish, but everyone to come to repentance.
Yeah, everyone is of the elect. Okay, that's literally why the Lord has to destroy this place after the elect is to be sealed. Once the elect are sealed, you'll know because the prophet's not going to be out here. By the way, next Saturday is the after of C9. So we're going to see. We're going to see how the Spirit dictates this ministry, man. Yeah, for you guys that didn't learn how to speak. That's why our videos change. We change the way we speak. You didn't learn through that little period that we went through. I think it's been about a year and a half, where brothers change the way we speak. We don't call out certain people. We don't call out. We say it in a different way. We have slang. We have lingo. If you're not caught up to the lingo, that's a part of what? That's a part of the famine of the word. For you, the famine of the word is not just us not being out here, but it's us changing the way we speak. Because the majority of the world won't understand what the fuck we're saying all the time. Because we're already speaking in code. If you didn't get on the code, then guess what? It's like a secret handshake. When we do secret handshakes, you could just look. What the hell are they doing? It's a secret handshake. That's what we're a part of. We're a part of a secret brotherhood. Yep. We speak differently. Yep. We do things differently. So people, the world looks at us like we're strange. And it's funny enough because it's a process that you're going into. Examining the word process. You've already been witnessing the time in the word based upon us coding everything. As I was going into. Now, when the prophets are not out here, that's where you're going to deal with the judgment that they were prophesying about without being able to find the videos to get that repentance, to get that understanding. Hey, like a simple word, well, it's not simple, but the word pray, right? Prayer. Most people don't even know what the etymology of that word is. It's literally to beg. But what are we begging for? We're begging for the prophecies to come to pass. We're begging for forgiveness. We're begging for Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. We're begging for destruction. We're not begging for anything that's not written. We're begging for what's written. Is that not what the apostles did? That's what the apostles were doing. Lord, when are you going to restore the kingdom of Israel? Were they begging for something strange? Were they begging for for bitches? No, they were begging for the kingdom. They were begging for the destruction. That's what they were begging for. So that's the prayer. Where are we at? Mayan had one, but I have one real quick. Okay.
You want to get yours first?
No, go ahead.
Okay, this is Jeremiah 2, verse 31. It says, O generation, see ye the word of the Lord Yahweh, about in a wilderness unto Israel, a land of darkness. These are questions. Why? It says, wherefore?
Let me ask you, brothers, what does that mean? You three brothers, what does that mean? I've been in a land of wilderness and darkness. What does that mean? What's the Lord saying?
It's going into no knowledge.
Right. What's the Lord saying?
Having no knowledge of the word.
So what's the Lord saying?
It says, O generation, see ye the word
Yahweh, have I been a wilderness unto Israel, and a land of darkness.
What does he say? That's a parable, obviously. Yeah, so what does he say?
So the people are not seeing his word, are understanding his word.
Basically doing the word. And he's going into also his name, his reputation. If I've been, he's asking, if I've been a land of wilderness, have I never given you instruction? Have I never given you knowledge that you said? Yeah?
It reads, wherefore say my people, we are Lord, we will come no more unto thee.
The prophet won't be coming anymore.
Listen, let him break it down.
And here it says, wherefore say my people, we are Lord.
Can't see Dr. Caesar is hiding. Push him out.
It says, we will
Push
come
him out.
no more unto thee. So they're pretty much saying they're not going to Yahweh. Yeah, they're their own Lord.
They can do what they want. There's not enough views, enough stats, enough zombies paying them money for nonsense.
Debate.
Debate to get on all these kind of debates. So they're going now. They don't need the Most High. Right? That's all you YouTube celebrity Israel. Not knowing that's a time thing. Once YouTube is done, like what are you gonna do then? What are you gonna do then? You're gonna be left wanting, naked.
As I was said earlier, that if you think a crackhead, you think he needs help. A crackhead don't think he needs help. A crackhead just wants more crack. Yeah? So if you can't, or if you're not going to acknowledge that you have a problem, then you won't seek a solution. These people don't think they have a problem, or they're calling themselves lords, kings. They don't think they need the Most High because they don't have a problem. Get it?
Well, they have to lie to themselves. Jake knows they have a problem. But they have to lie to themselves that because they got like money, they got cars, they got views, they got trinkets to keep that vain opinion of themselves going. This is why we're begging for the society to be destroyed, man. Once this society collapses, that is even that's the next stage of our liberation. That's the illusion. The illusion gets destroyed, right? The first stage of our liberation was receiving this knowledge. We were free, right? Breaking strongholds done. The next level of our liberation is this society being done. No more OnlyFans, no more this bullshit, school, all this nonsense, 9 to 5, all that is done. Then we're gonna see what these people have to say about themselves, because your self worth was predicated on illusion, something that's not real. So when that's done, what are you? What are you left? Yeah. You're left with nothing. Yeah, because the top of the society is professor, doctor, minister. Exactly. So once a homeowner, so once that illusion is gone, what are you? Then what are you? Yeah. What are you?
That's an Instagram model too. These people who have 100 million, 100,000 followers.
And that's nothing.
Nothing.
800 credit score, whatever your illusion. No, but that's serious. In this society, to have an 800 credit score, you're a guy. Yeah. Yeah. You're a guy. Yeah. A motherfucker with an 800 credit score walk different. Talk to me.
Yeah.
When you go into the bank, sir, can I help you? You get treated different in the bank. When you have an 800 credit score, they call you. You don't call them. You okay? Is everything all right?
They give you busy through the limit.
Yo, they call you. You don't even have to call. Is everything okay? Just wanted to check on you. Yo,
Wow.
it's serious.
Yep. Bright and delusive hopes. And the snowballs are coming to destroy those bright and delusive hopes. But right now the word is taking effect. Right? Hey, and those eternal themes are going to become a reality. Hey, those snowballs. Right? And your delusive hopes. Because that's what the brothers are describing. Your delusive hopes. And it starts in your mind. Anyway, that's all I got on that, right? Continue, brother.
Chapter 2, verse 32.
It's the same thing like women feeling that they're strong. but you're strong through the military. You're strong through the police force, and you're strong
It's an
through the
illusion.
religion
Wow.
that exalts you.
Yeah.
Wow.
So once those things are gone, then you're gonna come to grips with reality of your gender. It's all
All an
your
illusion.
your strength, everything you think about is illusion. That's all it is. It was given to you by a liar.
I don't know if you've ever heard the song.
A liar.
Illusion.
One that
You heard?
you
You never heard it? Oh,
they're yellow.
Came on the
yeah, yeah.
Moab is yellow.
So,
Elam is brown, and Gad is red. But the red man is white. That's who gave you your degree of being a doctor of this. Da, 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 da. Hey, it's like the pride of nationality now during the time of World Cup. The pride of I'm France. France is playing. I'm a Frenchman. I'm a Portuguese. I'm Argentinian. There's pride in that. Oh, I defeated you. I'm strong because I defeated this country. But that's all vain. It means nothing. It's just a game. It's a game. Women rely on 911, like the other said. You know, a woman just drove by on a bicycle wearing a bikini, right? And she's secure here. Here dropping off fiat goods. Paper currency, probably
that's right.
or Tim Hortons.
It never.
Guy risked his own life. Ready to give up his life for that. In real life, he's ready to give up for FRN.
Oh,
An illusion.
an illusion. Wow.
What?
Jeremiah chapter 2 and verse 32. It reads, Can a maid forget her ornaments, or a bride her attire? The question. Yet my people have forgotten me days without number. Verse 33. Why trimmest thou thy way?
How do you forget? How do you forget the Lord? How do you forget the Lord? Simple. That's how you forget the Lord, right? That's how you become a new creature. The Lord is looking at us like, I don't know these people. These people look unfamiliar. I don't even know what they're doing. Strange. Because whatever we're doing is unprofitable. We think we're doing what's profitable. And when I say we, I'm not talking about the brethren, but the majority of the world is doing things they think is profitable. That's why when you see people on social media with scriptures and they go to church and a woman might even wear a long dress, but it's all unprofitable
That's right.
because you look unfamiliar to the Lord. You're not doing what's pleasing. Yeah, you're doing it in the name of Jesus Christ.
Wow.
That's what makes you strange. Strange when you are married to the Lord, whether you agree with that or not, it happens. That's history. When you put on a long dress and you're calling on Jesus Christ, that's a strange vine unto the Most High, even though you're doing something righteous. Exactly. It's a strange vine. Exactly. It's venerated an idol, not a living power, not the living power. But,
Verse 33.
Zephaniah 1, verse 8, and read, and it shall come to pass in the day of the Lord Yahweh Bashim Yashai sacrifice that I will punish the princes and the kings, children, and all such as are clothed with strange apparel. This man back in the day of the food. You know, Israelites today are strange fine. They're wearing false religion, false ideology. They told themselves with everything but Yahweh. You try telling us smooth face, we all got family in the world, Christian, right? Smooth face, they believe in the blood of Jesus. You try telling them the name is Yahweh Shemir Shai, you laugh at the story.
Yeah.
You know? Or you tell them grow out your beard. You know, the Lord likes that, and he'd be like, well, what about the bitches? Right. So you worship Queen of Heaven. So who are they? They're Babylonians, but they don't understand that. That's all our people are. They're Babylonians. They have that Babylonian mindset.
Verse 33, and pretty much this is just covering everything that the rest of us read just now. It says, Why trimmest thou thy way to seek love? Right. But it's not speaking of Yahweh to me aside, because they want to kind of word.
that acceptance. They want to be accepted
It says,
by,
yes,
by people that were created for you to rule over. For you to rule over. You were supposed to teach them how to be governed, how to govern, how to conduct. You're supposed to teach them morals. Hey, and that's how you know the majority of you Israelites, even in the truth, you don't know how to even raise children. You don't understand that you're not raising your children to accept, you're raising them to rule. That's what the other nations are doing. When you see the Asian man bring his children to his convenience store, he's telling his child, you're going to rule over these fucking niggas. I hope you don't think he's raising his child to tell him that you're going to be equal to them. You're going to rule over them.
Yeah, all nations. Yeah, all.
You just saw, oh yeah, that's my Arab friend, Abdi. That's Abdi. Abdi can't wait to get ownership of the store. He's going to be fucking your woman, giving you credit, and that credit represents what? Rulership.
Right.
The borrower is subject to the lender.
Render.
And they teach their children, what's the thing in the world? Financial literacy. After the children from credit, lending, usury. Yeah, exactly, right? And us in this, us where it's like we have no clue about that. Acceptance. Right. Acceptance. Right. We teach our children how not to get shot in the streets. How to when the cops pull you over, act right. Pull up your pants. So we teach our children literally how to be slaves. Our parents, our mothers taught us how to be slaves. You're gonna go get a good job. You want to be a good worker. You want to be a good husband. Everything that your mother taught you was how to be a servant unto the woman and unto this society.
That's right.
That's what she fucking taught you.
100%.
finishing up here. Verse 33, this is Jeremiah chapter 2 and verse 33.
And that's why our thing is so scary to the world. Because we're teaching you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans how to rule. We're giving you a rulership class mindset. And that's the scariest thing to the whole world because they're used to us serving. They're used to you saying, what can I do, my Lord? Whether it's your mom, whether it's your woman, whether it's the workplace. You have niggas that have worked jobs for 30 plus years and just left with a thank you. But that's sufficient to a nigga. Thank you. Especially a Mexican.
Thank you. Finishing up here.
Thank you, and I'm kidding. Right? Thank you for your 35 years of service. A little kid.
Click.
Right? And a Tim Hortons card. For 1 year. 1 year free Tim Hortons. Yeah.
Maybe. Maybe.
Verse 33, why trimmest thou thy ways to seek love? Therefore, as thou also sought the wicked ones thy ways.
Yep. So, talks about woe to you that talks about woe to you that go down to Egypt for help.
Isaiah 1 and 3. The ox knoweth his owner, and the ass his master's crib. The ox knoweth his owner, and the ass his master's crib. For Israel.
Decimated. You were decimated. You thought it was only Canada? No, it's everywhere. They decimated us. You think these people like us? They hate our guts. Right. Oh, I have a black friend. No, you don't. You hate black people. You hate Israelites. The fuck?
They feminized us with chemical warfare using food,
Yeah, chemical castration. Yeah, chemical castration. Yeah.
and it is desolate and overthrown by strangers. And the daughters of Zion left as
no photos. No photos.
and as the daughter of Zion is left as a cottage in the vineyard, as a lodge in the garden of cucumbers and besieged city. Escape, except the Lord of hosts had left us a small remnant. We should have been as Sodom, and we should have been like Gomorrah. Right? So the Lord didn't. If the Lord didn't like wake up the elect, right? You know, like
Basically,
you'd be destroyed.
yeah, that's literally, yeah,
You'd be destroyed.
that's how heavy that is.
Yeah.
Lord, like you said, if he didn't, let's say he didn't decide to send back Elijah, who we believe to be Abba Bivin,
like you said, he would destroy all the people on the earth and start over again. That's the importance of first and foremost Yahweh's sacrifice for the elect. That's right. First and foremost. Then the rest of the nation of Israel.
Then like, this is a very small remnant. We're all over America. We're in Canada. Like we're all over like the world, right? But is our people waking up? Our people don't acknowledge us.
That's good. That's good. Yeah. Those are on that.
Hey, just like Rome, in the time of Rome, we were gone, right? The majority of Israel were into what the Romans were into.
Yeah.
And it's the same thing that we would be in this kingdom if it wasn't for the Lord. Because this kingdom, you have men that look like girls. So if it wasn't for the Lord, who would that? Run!
Especially now,
Run!
like you have to, allow those entertainers, allow them. They look like women, but they're men, right? Like, so it might be like your favorite singer. It's a damn dude.
Real.
Yeah.
And it goes into their document worship.
Yeah.
Right? They're androgynous gods. Exactly. Right? That's why these actors and these athletes, they have to bow down to that. You know? Your beloved LeBron James, you think he hasn't held his ankle?
All
right?
Well, he has the tattoo on his chest of the griffin.
The Boule Society.
The Boule. But it's actually the griffin going back to Syria.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Man.
Look at Dwayne Wade. He sacrificed his son. And now the guy's divorcing him. Right. Now Gabriel is divorcing him.
Magic Johnson's son. Yeah. And all these fuckers.
In the name of what Yahweh are doing, and look at the way their face is fixed, looking at that. You know, you have your own son. You know, a lot of brothers you have kids. Your own son, you have a grandkid. Your son does you the honor and name your son after you, but then make sure that your grandkid is a transformer. That's your honor. Wow. And his name is Zion. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. So imagine your grandkid named after you, your son does you the honor, but then gets him to be transformed. You think that's why the level of mass destruction and death that Yahweh Shemashah is going to bring to Israel? That's right. Man, remember the prophets were pushed, right, via the spirit and the vision to here, and even further than where we are right now, into the destruction. That's right. And then when they were done with that vision, they were sick, puking, couldn't eat, sleep for weeks, days. That's the kind of destruction that's coming for Israel and the rest of you masses. Right. A lot of you heathens are going to be destroyed, but a lot of you are going to be preserved because the kingdom needs to be built up. Right.
Hey, just like that Israelite boy that died on July 4th.
Right, Nolan.
Four white friends.
Nolan.
God knows were his friends. Now he learned. He learned when it was too late.
Yeah, he's in the kingdom saying, how long? In the heavens, how long?
How long?
Why are you hitting me? I thought we were friends.
Where we at?
Yeah.
Yeah. Bring it up. Oh, yeah. You had yours. Go ahead. Bring that up.
Sure?
Yeah, bring it up.
All right, so going back to your concept of not starting the work and then turning your back. So this is Luke, St. Luke chapter 9, verse 57. The point in 62 is not in your favorite, the New Living Translation. So the precept says, the cost of following your house track. So Luke 9 and 57. As they were walking along, someone said to Yahushua, I will follow you wherever you go. Verse 58. But Yahushua replied, foxes and dens to live in. No, foxes have dens to live in, and birds have nests. But the Son of Man has no place even to lay his head. Verse 59.
Which is a metaphor. The Lord is being spiritual because he had a home, right? But he was basically relaying, you have to understand the gravity of what you're saying. Like, I go wherever the Spirit leads me, basically. If I end up in the wilderness and you want to come follow me, I go, you got to come in the wilderness. I'm going deep into the wilderness, right? The Lord makes sure that he, when someone was asking or was saying, I want to come follow you, he let them know. You understand what you're saying? Because a lot of the elect, some of the elect are going to be martyred to this truth. Okay? Go ahead.
Reading from Luke chapter 9, verse 59. He said to another person, "Come, follow me." The man agreed, but he said, "Lord, Yahushua, first let me return home and bury my father." Verse 60. But Yahushua told him, "Let the spiritually dead bury their own dead. Your duty is to go and preach about the kingdom of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua."
What's heavy about that parable is that both of the men that Yahushua spoke to were in the same position we're in the same situation from two different positions. Right? The situation was what? You're not ready. You're not mentally there. Right? One said, let me come follow you. I'll go wherever you go. And Yahushua said, listen, I go basically where the spirit goes. I have no home. I have no head. The other one, he actually called, come follow me. And his mentality was still about the world. Right? So you could be in any kind of situation, and still, it's depending on whether you're in the truth or not, whether you're not even in the truth, sorry, whether you're on the forefront teaching or not, you have to understand what you're involved with. Because even if you're not in the forefront teaching, you still have a walk to go through. You never know, you might have to die for the truth. Just because you're not here, doesn't mean you might have to die for the truth too. That's not just reserved for men who teach. We don't know. Okay, hey, the woman, Maccabee 7, you think the mother was a teacher? No, she was a prophet, but she had to die for the truth. And watch all her sons die in that manner. But the Lord, the comforting thing about that story is the Lord was with her and all her sons through the Spirit in terms of their mentality. So the Lord can do that. You could be facing death right in the face, and the Lord put the mentality on you to go ahead and fulfill your lot. You got to pray for that because you don't know where the Lord's going to take you. None of us know. We just hope wherever we go that the fall law is on us. Even if we receive death,
That's right.
the fall law is still on us. We're exempt from that judgment of 2/3. You don't want to be waking up to the kingdom of shame, knowing that you were in this, right? So you got to pray daily, right? You have to receive the bitterness head on, okay? And you have to get better. You can't be the same Israelite you were yesterday or even a month ago. You have to seek change to the point where the discomfort is comfortable. You gotta be obsessed with you. How about she was trying like that? Like we want our woman to be obsessed with us like so.
And we have the scriptures, like you said, we hope that our law was on us. For those of us that made things dead, we have the scripture. What was written aforetime was written for our learning.
That's it.
We have the stories of Stephen,
Yeah.
right? So we in Revelation 2, verse 10, I believe, hearing on these things.
Yep.
Right? So we're gonna have to return to the scriptures in our mind and face the death. If we're faced with a guillotine or firing squad or whatever it may be, that the Lord may put a trance on us.
Did you sign up for that?
Yeah.
What scripture is that? Make your body a living sacrifice.
Christ. Yeah. Romans 12, 1 and 2. Yeah. Isaiah. Oh, Slacker. No, finish your point. No, finish your point, brother.
In that day, you see some guys who are in the truth, and right there, they might be faced with it. You might be beside them, next up on the guillotine, and they'll renounce you, how machine.
Just give me the chance.
Right.
Just give me the chance.
Right.
Yeah.
Even though he prayed for this, but also for his sins in his life. So no matter what, that's what he signed up for.
Beautiful point. Isaiah 33 and 6 comes to my mind because you mentioned in regards to the Rakah Kodash, it says, wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times. Right? And there's a key word in regards to the fruit of the Spirit that proves, it says, the strength of salvation. See? That's what holds things together, the Rakah Kodash. Right?
Ruling doesn't give you that. Read that again. Read
Yep. Yeah, it's wisdom and knowledge. Yeah, take your time.
Wisdom and knowledge will be the stability of thy time.
Right.
you a level of ability in your mind to where that's what you're open to.
Yep, beautiful. When you're discomforted, it comforts you, and when you're comforted, it discomforts you. You get it?
That's right. Hear the rest. And the strength of salvation, the fear of Yahweh is his treasure.
You want to know how the scriptures tell that you give you discomfort?
It has to. And the fear of Yahweh is his treasure.
Mm-hmm.
I remember a lot of brothers
Thank
that
you.
have been in the troop a couple of years, maybe 2 decades or 3 decades. It becomes bitter, right? But you still have to endure.
Yeah, because really,
That's right.
what's like the bitterness? Obviously, you want righteousness, but the bitterness is also dealing with your own sins, your own wickedness.
Yes, beautiful.
Like you're trapped in this flesh. You have to deal with the flesh that you're trapped in. Right. On top of that, you have to deal with an environment that's solely given to Satan.
Yep.
So the bitterness, yeah, we can point the finger and we're supposed to, but we also have to examine ourselves first.
First and
You
foremost.
should be a reprobate and a hypocrite. Right? Because the bitterness is really with yourself. Hey, it starts with yourself. It starts with yourself. Okay? Finish your piece of book.
So read it from St. Luke, chapter 9, verse 61 out of the New Living Translation. Another said, Yes, Lord Yahushua, I will follow you. But first, let me say goodbye to my family. Verse 62. But Yahushua told him, Anyone who puts a hand to the plow and then looks back is not fit for the kingdom of Yahweh.
Serious, man. Serious.
And when all hell breaks loose, you don't even know if you're gonna be near your family. So to have that mind, you can't have that mindset where you gotta deal with your family, then deal with your house. Things are gonna happen, at once. When Jacob's trouble kicks off, you could be at work, you could be pumping gas, like you don't know. So we can't have that. We have to. Our family can't be the forefront of our mind. It has to be the truth. How about you? That's right. Remember it says,
It's spiritual.
Spirit. Esau right now with his whole data centers and 15-minute cities. If you're not gonna comply to this man's society, his NWO, like you're gonna be an outcast, right? So so we're gonna have to be in a tent in the wilderness or wherever the hell we are.
Yep.
It's gonna get real.
Yeah, it's gonna get real.
And we're going to have to get rid of this.
Thank
This
God.
that we've gotten so accustomed to. We're going to have to get rid of this. It's no longer going to be a thing.
And it-
Yep.
Yep. And the beautiful thing too, yeah, like brother was saying, like this is gonna get real. You're gonna be in the wilderness. You might be in jail, demonization. But the beautiful thing, if you were really walking with the Lord in this grace spirit, what you learn is the suffering is a moment too. It's a moment. So you're gonna be faced. You might be faced with hunger for a day or two. That's a moment compared to what the Lord's gonna give you on the third day. God. So you're gonna be tested, but we talk about the judgment, but it's also mercy. The Lord said you're gonna laugh in that time too. So you're gonna laugh. He says that they're gonna be hungry and you're gonna be full. Okay, so what does that mean? That means I'm gonna try you. If you hold on, you're gonna get everything you desire and then some. And you should have already understood that because of the grace period. What were you doing throughout the whole grace period? What were you doing if you don't understand that the suffering is a moment? Men and women who don't understand that the suffering is a moment that the scriptures say it is are the ones that get consumed by the moment. Yeah, real quick, we got it.
This is Romans 8 and 18 in the NLT. What we suffer now is nothing compared to the glory He will reveal to us later.
That's heavy, man. You really got to meditate on that. That's really because the Lord put us through some hell. You know what I mean? So it's kind of hard to the Lord puts you some hell, and you're thinking like, God, please, yo, give me a break. I'm not asking for much, but the Lord's like, nah, you need to sit in this because of what I got coming. You can't see what I'm about to bring you into. Mm-hmm. You can't see what I'm about to do with you. So you need to endure this and let patience have a perfect work. If you try to sidestep or do what Esau did, okay, and he slighted and disdained what the Lord was with, the blessing. It's a blessing.
Right.
To catch hell for your how about Shimei Shai is a privilege. It's a privilege because it's a reward that's eternal. Right?
But I jump down to verse 23. And we believers also grown, even though we have the Holy Spirit within us as a foretaste of future glory, including the new bodies He has promised us. Going to, what we suffer now is nothing compared to what we're going to receive in the end.
Mm-hmm.
So, we just have to keep enduring, keep pushing. Don't take this grace period, for granted, because what Jake out there in the world are trying to obtain is gonna vanish away. It's gonna corrupt. But what the brotherhood, what the prophets are trying to obtain, that's gonna endure forever. And you have to have vision in order to see that. Because Jake out here, all they see is what's in front of them. All they see is all these distractions. Whereas we see through all that bullshit. We look at our bodies, we look at all this materialistic shit, what Yahweh Hashem Yahushai has prepared for us, it's gonna blow our mind. Yeah. The new bodies themselves, we have no idea what those even look like. What they're gonna feel like. Having being made perfect just like Yahweh Shai. These are the things that keep us grounded in this truth and just encourage us to just keep going and keep pushing through all this suffering. Because man, Yahweh Shai has something.
Scripture said the kingdom is already prepared for you. Watch.
And our name is Yashar Allah. He's the Prince of Power.
That's right. That's right.
We're going to get Esau. All the nations are going to slavery, especially Amalek and Ishmael. Ishmael's going to get fucked up.
And it's crazy to think that this devil
And more.
this devil this devil is going to be a pastime because he's also a phase. Because after 1,000 years, you're going to burn him up. He's gone. Then there's the next mission, whatever that may be. Yahushua said, store your desires and riches. So what you want, the rewards in heaven. When you're catching hell, you got to be thinking about the kingdom. I don't know what else to be thinking about outside of your sins and that, one-on-one, da-da-da-da. But you got to be thinking about the kingdom. Or else going through hell and not knowing why you're going through it, you're going to be overcome by that hell. You have to have the kingdom at the forefront of your mind. Hold on, somebody had it for you. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah. You mentioned it. How we're going to be tested on that day. Count the families of word, biggest trouble, and the MOTV, right? So this is the book of Iraq 2, verse 1 of GMT. And it reads, my child, you're going to serve the Lord Yahweh. Be prepared for time when you will be put to the test. Right. All of us. Start with the positive, everyone will be tested. Right. On that day. That's right. Right. Jesus set up his stations, MOTV. Yeah. The ones with the picture of the down front. That's right. The US who they really are.
That's right.
My children.
That's right. Hey, somebody hold let patients have a perfect work. Cause I'm gonna ask you, brothers, what's being tested? What's really being tested? That's literally it. Because after faith, everything else trickles down. Wisdom, your discipline, all that is dictated by how much faith you have. Right? So that's what's being tried is your faith. So if you don't have an established relationship with Yahweh Shema Shai, your faith is not going to endure that. Right? Go ahead.
Pursue. Be sincere and determined. Keep calm, right? When trouble comes. Sweet. Stay with the Lord Yahweh. Never abandon him. And you will be prosperous at the end of the day. Accept whatever happens to you, even if you suffer humiliation. Be patient.
Accept whatever happens. Always keep it in your forefront of your mind. This is the Lord's will.
Exactly. And that's deep because the only time a person drowns is when they panic. Right? You take your time, assess the situation, stand up, handle your feet. It's not hard to do. You won't swim. Right? But that comes with belief. You have that faith.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's not something that just happens. Like because we read it and some brothers can read it very dramatically, you think okay, it's just gonna happen. No. There's a process. There's no way you're gonna be doing that if you slight the grace period. Believe me, you're not gonna be able to do that if you slight the grace period. Or else what was the need for the grace period? Why do we need to prep? What's the need for time for us to learn, grow, understand? If it's just gonna happen. You guys have to understand how the Most High is thinking. There's a reason why he has us going through suffering and preparation because you're going to need it. Even though he can give it to you like that, you're still going to need this because that's how he has it laid out for us.
That is the reason why Paul has to go through extreme pressure in order to create a diamond. Same idea.
Yep. Process. Yep.
Revival. Gold is tested by fire, and human character is tested by the furnace of humiliation.
Yeah, because
Trust.
there's certain sins that you might say, well, like Lord, and you can't just wait on the Lord to do something about it. You have to, even if nothing can be done about it in that time frame, the Lord's still trying your faith to see if you believe something can be done about it, and He can make it be done. You get what I'm saying? The Lord's trying your character.
You mentioned that. You got to look at King David and Yahusha. Right? Those are prime examples.
That's right.
Trust the Lord Yahweh, and He will help you walk straight in His way. Will you hope in Him?
So we have to do. That's right. Hope in the Heavenly Father. And who has the patience? I got that, James.
This is James 1.
I have it if you already have it. Okay. So this is trust out of the Edom. It's a noun, and noun describes a person, place, or thing. So reliance on the veracity, integrity, or other virtues of sound principles of someone or something. Faith, help, confidence, protection, support. The key word here, reliance. Right? Reliance, right? Oh, that's a big reliance on the one true power. Yahweh Bashim outside.
Yeah, that's why Esau wants to push this whole 666, this whole mark of the beast system, and the elect is not going to get it. Go ahead. James 1 and 2. My brethren, count it all joy when you fall into diverse temptation.
Why? Good. Go ahead.
Knowing this, that the trying of your patience of your faith worketh patience, but let patience have her perfect work, that ye may be perfect and entire, wanting nothing.
Yeah, you're not going to be lacking when it comes to the times we're reading about. That's why when it comes to the suffering, the hell that we're catching, and the trials we're going to be put through, even right now, the Great Spirit, you have to let the suffering and the patience do its thing, because you have to have your faith to grow. How can your faith grow if you keep trying to fight suffering? How do like if you keep trying to even and you know what, slighting suffering isn't always trying to run away from it. It's actually as well as when the judgment is brought before you, you have an excuse. That's slighting it too. It's a mentality. Before it's an action, it's a mentality. Your faith won't grow if you keep trying to dodge or have excuses for why the Lord is pointing the finger at you instead of just doing what He's telling you to do.
Embrace. Personal testimony in my walk, I've learned to embrace the fire. Just embrace it. Yeah. Don't resist, no fighting. Don't try to yank your way out of it. Yeah. I go be like you over here. Try to take. No, just embrace it. Yeah. Right?
And hey, it's easier said than done, but this is why these words are only for the elect. It's not a light thing what we're saying, even though we're saying it in a way that's maybe light because the Spirit's on us. But it's not a light thing. That's why these messages are only for the elect. We understand we look crazy what we're saying. And a lot of you Israelites are watching like, yo, they're trying to, nah. This is only for the elect, because the elect have a relationship with how about Shimmy Shai. That's a real relationship. A real one.
Yeah, I have the word consider. because it came out in the beautiful precept and what we're going into and what was just mentioned. So real quick, it says consider, because you mentioned noun and then a verb, going into the action word, right? And before the action takes place, you have to be settled in your mind. You have to consider. We have to consider. So it says this real quick. From Etam, it says to fix the mind upon careful examination, meditate upon, right? It says view attentively, scrutinize, not to be negligent, right? Reflect on, study, okay? Then it says,
Right.
mhm,
Yeah,
mhm,
yeah. Your studies show something.
true, beautiful.
And someone
Take your time. Take your
asked
time.
19 and 19. This is going to give us an example of why having genuine faith, because genuine faith leads to a genuine relationship. Not a toxic one, not a fugazi one. Genuine, it's real. Genuine faith leads to that. So this account is going to lead us to that. Go ahead.
Yep, to look at closely, observe, probably literally, to observe the stars, assimilate, uh, assimilate form to calm, right? And it goes on to say, finally, it says, with together, uh, heavenly body star constellation to consider, simply put, right? To meditate upon these things, right? Which is a fruit of the spirit, okay? Before the action is taken, right? The spirit's gonna guide you the correct way, right? From the consider. That's all I wanted to bring out on that word. That's it.
And you can read the NLT, whoever has it. You got to just read it.
Acts 19 and verse 13. It reads, a group of Jews traveling from town to town, casting out evil spirits. They tried to use the name of the Lord Yahweh in their incantation.
Right. Somebody hold Matthew 7 and 22 and Luke 10. So you have a group of Jews, right, that try to use the name Yahweh Shai.
That's like that movie. What was it? The Book of Clarence.
Oh, I've watched it. I've heard of it.
Yeah, it's good to watch.
Yeah, 7 and 22. So hold that. So we have that a group of Jews were using the name Yahweh Shai because what was happening prior? Paul was healing people. People were taking clothes and handkerchiefs and aprons that were on Paul's skin, and they touched another believer, and they got healed. It was crazy what was happening. Right? So now you got a group of Jews that hear this, and they're yo, that name is powerful. Right? Go ahead.
It says, saying, I command you in the name of Yahweh Shai, whom Paul preaches, to come out. Verse 14. 7 sons of Sceva, a leading priest, were doing this. But one time, when they tried it, the evil spirit replied, I know Yahweh Shai, and I know Paul, but who are you?
That's a heavy trick bag. Because the demon said, like, listen, we acknowledge the name you're calling on. That's the one. And we know Paul, but who are you? So you can fool man, but you can't fool Yahweh Shai for sure. You can't even fool the demons. Even them demons know when you're faking the funk.
Yeah.
Okay? So you don't want to be in the grace spirit assignment. All hell breaks loose. That demon's like, who are you?
Yeah.
You say Yahweh Shai, demon's like, who you be?
Yeah, those demons. Hey, those demons were sent. They were sent to do that. You dummy.
Now read
Point.
that Matthew 7.
Matthew 7 and verse 22. And it reads, many will say to me on that day,
Right?
Lord, Lord Yahweh,
Mm-hmm.
did we not prophesy in your name? In your name, cast out demons, in your name, perform many miracles.
And then what is he going to say?
Mm-hmm.
So that's in that day. That day is after the grace period, or after the grace period. So in the midst of all hell breaking loose, Yahweh, help me! The demon is that out of there. physically or on someone's like, who you calling on? I know him, but I don't know you. That's gonna be one hell of a thing.
Wow. That's right.
Where you can get pulled out of the vehicle by the cop officer. He's calling the hell.
Yeah.
That's it. That's the perfect example, right?
That's about 10 years ago. That's about 10 years ago.
Some of these guys, all right, are going to be ones that were in the truth. That's what we're reading. We used your name and we did things with your name. Yeah, but you never had a genuine relationship with me. And because you think, because I suffered you for a time, that you were cool with me. Right? You thought, hey, well, yeah, you were in the truth for 10 years, 20 years, right? And yeah, you know, you were calling all my names, you were doing things were happening, but I was suffering you. That should scare you straight. Like straight, you know? So what does he say? 23?
Verse 23. Then I will tell them plainly, I never knew you.
Blatantly. I never knew you. You never had a relationship with me, even though that all that stuff happened. Where you exactly.
That's cool.
Right?
That's like a man here with a woman, right? And a bitch be like, oh, she in the crowd, she calling out, yeah, right? Bitch, I don't know you.
Yeah. You weren't with me when I was shooting in the gym, right? So now you want to come and stand by my side.
Singing that Paul Wall song.
Right? Finish that account up.
Verse 16, Acts 19, verse 16. Then the man with the evil spirit leaped on them, overpowered them, and attacked them.
This is a serious account.
Serious account. Wow.
So in our minds, we're picturing 7 men going to one house to exercise one man with demons on him, right? Go ahead.
Then verse 16. Then the man with the evil spirit leaped on them, overpowered them, and attacked them with such violence that they fled from the house naked and battered.
Yo, 7 men, Israelite men go to that house. Your house shot. These guys don't know you. Jumped on them, knocked them around, battered, bro. They had bruises on them, and they were naked.
Beat them out their clothes.
Beat them out their clothes. They're running naked, bro. One man, 7.
That's serious. That's serious.
Yeah, it's a fearful thing to fall into the hands of Yahweh Shem Yoshai. He controls both sides of the spectrum, right? Simply put, man, that's a serious thing. Can't overemphasize it.
Was there to do Yahweh Shai's
bidding. Simply put,
Yahweh Shem Yoshai's bidding. That's serious. Yeah. Right? And that's just, there's a lot. That's one of the highest accounts. Like, there's a lot of stuff that happened in Israel. Yeah. But that's like a serious thing, man.
Serious, man. Yep. Go ahead.
Verse 17. The story of what happened spread quickly to the Ephesians, the Jews, and Greeks alike. A soul fear descended on the city, so it went viral. Right? Everyone heard. Yep. A soul fear.
Remember, these men were not. They were men of a priest, so they had names, they had rank, they had that title, right?
Yeah.
Esteem, right?
Says a soul of fear descended on the city, and the name of Yahushai Hamashiach was greatly honored.
So why would the name of Yahushai be greatly honored when men who use that name got their ass beat? They were believers, but they were still doing their witchcraft, or at that time, sitting on the fence. So that's why it put respect on the Lord's name, because like as you go into it, keep reading.
It says verse 18. Many who became believers confessed their sinful practices.
Quick.
Verse 19. A number of them who had been practicing sorcery brought their incantation books and burned them at a public bonfire.
Now, that could be literal, but also a spiritual thing that says all these different doctrines and thoughts you have in your mind.
Right.
Get rid of them. Before them demons snuff you out to know that you're not for real. Get rid of them. Right? Also the ways of this world, because those books represent the ways of that world, the Roman world. So the ways of this world have to be out of you. We started with the wilderness. we always go through every week. The wilderness was a proving ground to detox Egypt out of Israel.
Right.
And they didn't fully detox, so they got destroyed. Right? What?
It's like if in the time of Jacob's trouble, there's going to be 11th hour Israelites. We're going to see spiritual powers, and they're going to renounce whatever idolatry they were involved in.
Read, the value of the books was several million. Yes, the value of the books was several $1 million. Verse 20.
$7 million.
So the message about the Lord Yahushua spread widely and had a powerful effect.
Okay. Now I'm going to read this in chat, and then we're going to get some precepts. This says concerning the account, because we're on the topic of a genuine faith and genuine relationship. So it says, verse 15, the demon replies, Yahushua I know, and Paul I know, but who are ye? This is remarkable. The evil spirits acknowledge Yahushua's supreme authority. It also recognized Paul because Paul was a true servant acting under Yahushua's authority. But the 7 sons had no such authority.
Uh-oh.
But because Yahushua, everything was given to him, so he can give unto whoever. And we read about Sirach 10, or I think Sirach 9, it talks about examine a friend, prove him. Yahushua is doing that first with the men of the Lord. So it says, but the 7 sons had no such authority. The point isn't that demons knew Paul's reputation for its own sake, even though they did. Rather, they recognized that Paul belonged to Yahushua.
James 2 and verse 19. Yeah, it says, you say you have faith, right? When you believe that there is one Yahweh. Good for you. Even the demons believe this, and they tremble in terror. Verse 20. How foolish
also embolden us.
Beautiful.
Because we come under the Yahushua and the elect are covered under Yahushua's blood, them demons are terrified of you. Because they know whose authority you're coming with.
That's right.
So you're supposed to be emboldened, right? In sincerity and in truth. Right? Go ahead.
Yep. Yeah.
Verse 20.
So, okay, real quick, I was going to say, just for you people at home, simply put, man, hey, it's simply put, okay? The demons fear Yahweh Shem Yoshai on the left-hand side. How much more? That's what we're going into. So, that's all it is. Fear him. Wow. The demons do.
Go ahead. Verse 20. How foolish.
Okay. Go ahead.
Verse 20. How foolish can you see that faith without good deeds is useless? Right. Don't you remember that our ancestor Abraham was shown to be right with Yahweh by his actions when he offered his son Isaac on the altar?
Exactly. So let's keep it there. It says here, demons know exactly who Yahushua is. They are not impressed by someone merely pronouncing his name. Verse 16, why they attacked. The possessed man leaped and overpowered them, and they fled wounded and naked. Why? Because they attempted to exercise authority that had not been given to them.
Wow.
Think of it. Like a police officer, a badge carries authority because of the officer, because of, so I can read that again. Think of it like a police officer. A badge carries authority because the officer has been commissioned.
Hey, when you come up here, yeah, you don't have any authority. Zero. And you poems and all you cops, you have no authority up here, man. That's it.
Says,
But they're going to come
someone wearing
because they're going to be sick.
badge has no real authority. Likewise, Yahushua gives authority to those who are his servants and who act according to his will. A big badge. So once again, they're
Like you got judges.
that's right. Yeah, Right. Yeah. It says, I'm gonna skip down. So it says, verse 17. Why did this magnify the Lord's name? It says, fear fell on all. Fear fell on them all, and the name of the Lord Yahushua was magnified.
Yes.
This happened because everyone realized two truths. Yahushua's authority over demons was absolutely real.
Mm-hmm.
And that's going to be manifest again in this time. Hence why the scripture says, then they should know a prophet was among them. I should make a man more precious than fine gold. Right? And and everything that the elect do, right, it's going to be to give glory to those names, Yahushua, not to themselves. So it says, number two, his name could not be manipulated or used like a charm. Try to charm your way. Right?
Use it only when it's convenient.
Same thing. Yep.
Instead of making Yahushua seem powerless, which is what you think it would have did, right? Because the exorcism failed, the event demonstrated that his authority is so holy and absolute that it cannot be counterfeited. People saw the difference between genuine faith and empty religious performance. See that?
Mm-hmm.
Why did the believers confess their sins afterwards? Many believers then came confessing, revealing their deeds. And this is the time to do that. Okay? But like the brother brought up, you're going to have those 11-hour Israelites that are going to, they're just set up to see you do a miracle if you're of the elect. And they're like, okay, I believe. That's just how the Most High has written the story. It says, many believers then came and confessing, revealing their deeds. Why? Because this event exposed hidden hypocrisy.
Mm-hmm.
Some in Ephesus had believed the gospel, but were still clinging to occult practices, magic, and superstition. Seeing what happened to the sons of Sceva made them realize they could not mix the worship of Yahushua with the practice they had left behind, which is the world.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
Their response was genuine repentance. That's it.
I have a quick one for you.
Yeah, come on.
Romans 10 and 9. That if thou shalt confess with thy mouth Yahushua and Mashiach, and shalt believe in thine heart that Yahweh hath raised him from the dead, thou shalt be saved. For with the heart man believeth unto righteousness,
Mm-hmm.
and with the mouth confession is made unto salvation. So that confession is based on the fact of faith, but belief. Believe, which is faith, that you as that mustard seed can move mountains. Believe that in these times of trouble, you're gonna get over that hurdle. Believe that he's coming back to save and give recompense to this demon that has us all under this pressure. There's a lot of attributes that go with believing. And you gotta act on that.
Yeah.
Right? It's not only a word. There's action in the word.
Exactly.
Right? Action.
So when you put through the scenario where you're not eating, you have to believe the Lord's going to feed you. That's the message. When you're without what you need, you got to believe you're going to get it. Until you get it. That was what? That was the wrestling. The illustration of that was the wrestling of our forefather Jacob with the angel. I ain't let him go until you give me my blessing.
Mm-hmm.
And he pulled his hip after socket. So the Lord can touch you. Boom, boom, boom. And you just got to say, I ain't going nowhere.
And it didn't say it was a quick fight or whatever.
Right.
And back in the ancient world, men could fight for days.
Mm-hmm. It was a process. That's right. The Lord's process.
Yep.
Right.
This is Matthew 6:24. No man can serve two masters, for either he will hate one and love the other, or else he will hold to one and despise the other.
He's not going to intermarry this thing. You're not going to mix and mingle with things. You're not going to be out here saying Yahweh Shai, but he's got rosemary beads and crucifixes and a crystal ring at his house.
Yeah. But he might do that, but you don't understand this is a law. Like this is a law with the come to serve me in truth and sincerity, you're gonna find yourself hating this place. No matter what you do, you're gonna find yourself hating it. But if you go and you're mixing with the world, you're gonna find yourself deep inside really just hating this truth. Why? Because you're picking apart certain things.
Yeah, and you're making yourself unclean.
Exactly.
No thought for your life, what ye shall eat or what ye shall drink, nor yet for your body, what ye shall put on is not the life more than meat, and the body than remnant. You back up what you're saying before. It requires faith. You can't think about the what ifs or like trying to you're trying to maneuver your way, trying to maneuver your way out of everything. This thing really requires faith, and the Lord will have you going through things now to make you get ready for the times to come, by the many trials and tribulations that we're going to go through. So that there's no half-assedness. It's either you're in or you're out. Like you said, if you think you can do both, you'll be deceiving yourself. And the time is going to come where you think you're going to think you're deceiving. You think you can do both, but the time's going to come where you're going to see that that's not the way it goes.
Get down and lay down.
Yeah, because just like the story we read about the 7 men going into the room, when all hell breaks loose, and you start calling on the Most High, and you're asking to book, then you're gonna know.
Yeah. And it's funny because a lot of Israelites watch you men, us men, do this, and they think they can just do it because it looks simple. That's what that was too, right? They thought, okay, well, Paul just looks like Paul. He's not really, but great things are happening when he calls on this name. So let's just try it too. So you're gonna have that, and then the same situation is gonna play out.
And then there's the aspect of everybody wants to be Jake until it's time to pay rent, right? Yeah, you want to be the head man. You want to come out here and do what we do, but you don't want to suffer the repercussions of that. You want to have to deal with the consequences that we have to deal with. You want strange people following you all around town because they know you deal with the truth for nothing more, right? That works on your mind. It does. Are you prepared to do that? Right? You got to know the count. You got to count the costs. The scripture says you got to count the costs.
So this is Sirach, chapter 2, out of the TNT. I'm going to start at verse 1 to 27. I'll read real quick. That says, my child, but you know child really means the son. Right? So my child, if you're going to serve the Lord Yahweh from your child, be prepared for times when you will be put to the test. Verse 2, be sincere and determined. Keep calm when trouble comes. Verse 3, stay with the Lord Yahweh from your child. Never abandon him, and you'll be
never
prosperous.
abandon him. The time's gonna come during the time of Jacob's trouble, where, like the elder said, you might get 3 days to go without food, but in your mind, you know the Lord's not. If the Lord's dealing with you, if you're at the elect, you're not willing with that number. In your mind, you're like, the Lord will not starve me today. He's gonna feed me at some point. I just gotta endure and rely on the Lord.
And how are you gonna do that if you never had a relationship? How you can't just jump into that mentality. What the Lord's bringing isn't a joke. Don't you know the Lord loves drama? Look at the earth. Look at the history of the earth. The Lord loves drama.
Yes. Oh,
Right.
What he did to China the other day, people never seen that.
Yeah.
Tornado?
Yeah, tornado. I think they had a tsunami too.
Oh shit!
And then it washed up all these poisonous snakes.
It was back to back.
Up on not these snakes. You see all these a landslide of snakes chilling in the water, looking for victims. You know they're ready. Yeah. You know? Yeah. So I was gonna say. So we know the Lord loves drama. We know that the kingdom is coming. So that should give you insight on how great this judgment and destruction is going to be. Because this is going to need the judgment to end all rebellion until the elect Israel started the elect take care of everything. So the Lord's not going to just let this thing be a light. No, it's going to be whoo.
I was a man of war, man. What do you think war involves? Drama.
Exactly.
Sevenfold.
Exactly.
Look at Venezuela. The post that was shared in the chat. They were in the street partying, beating drums.
To a vibrating God.
Yeah.
Literally.
And then everything collapsed.
You were venerating your God, right? The God of rumbling.
Yeah.
You have to rumble.
Yeah.
The Lord is facetious too.
They're going through it too because man, their economy crashed. U.S. ran up in there and snatched your president. Like they did a lot of, they're going through a lot of stuff. They're going through a lot.
Alright, so reading from Sirach chapter 2, verse 3 under the GMT. Stay with the Lord Yahweh Shai. Never abandon him, and you will be prosperous at the end of your days. Verse 4. Accept whatever happens to you, even if you suffer humiliation. Be patient. Verse 5. Gold is tested by fire, and human character is tested in the furnace of humiliation. Verse 6. Trust the Lord Yahweh Shai.
Yeah, before honor comes humility. Continue.
Trust the Lord Yahweh Shai, and he will help you. Walk straight in his ways, and put your hope in him. Verse 7, the point. All you that fear the Lord Yahweh Shai, wait for him to show you his mercy.
That's right. That's right. Somebody get 2nd and 16 and 33. What? 33? Yeah, start 33. 2nd Ezra 16, 33. Sorry. No, you start 33. 33. 2nd Ezra 16 and 33. The virgin shall mourn, having no bridegroom. The woman shall mourn, having no husband. Their daughters shall mourn, having no helper. In the war shall their bridegrooms be destroyed, and their husbands shall perish of famine.
Ooh, and isn't this war kicking up?
Shit. That's exciting.
Yeah,
You got these you got the Carmanians, kill Trump, they had the whole thing. You know? Trump saying, listen, I left instructions, bomb them to hell if something happens to me. We know it's theater by the small hat. Not wicked elite. Nevertheless, they're also in a double trick bag.
That's right. That's right. Yeah. Or the yes. Or the kid. Con. Double agent.
Especially them Saudis. Them Saudis, they're Amalek. The house of Saud is Amalek, right?
Yeah.
Right.
So, hey, definitely something's about to pop off, man. Like, shit, this can't go on forever. This back and forth memorandum of understanding, ceasefire here, this, that. Yo, it's coming to an end.
And the Brendan circuit is just about coming to an end.
True.
So they gotta drum it up again. You know? Right? Remember earlier in the year they reinstated the draft
Right.
in December?
Right.
What are we now? July?
Yeah.
The year's pretty much done.
Yeah.
6 months.
He saw an end of the calendar. Right? 5 months ago, like that.
Yeah, it's going by quick because right now, 1 month's already, the one month season, right? The new moon is coming, so the cycle is about to start.
That's right.
Wow. 2nd Ezra 16:35. Hear now these things and understand them, you servants of Yahweh Shem Shai. Behold, the word of Yahweh Shem Shai, receive it. Believe not the gods of whom the Lord Yahweh spake. Behold, the plagues draw nigh and are not slack. And when a woman with child in the 9th month,
which is the point about the bread and circus. They're not slack, but you're just caught up in the bread and circus. Your attention your focus isn't on what's really happening. So you think things aren't going to happen. That's Esau's sorcery and witchcraft, right? The wine, Jeremiah 49 and 7, right? So a lot's happening.
Has your mind delaying the inevitable, right? It's going to happen. You just might have to caught up yet.
Con.
Those things are being canceled, right? Because they said they were supposed to cancel the alternative lifestyle parade because they were short. They canceled the Jamaican parade. They canceled Africa. So even though the illusions of this world are being canceled, people still don't feel it. The joy is wrong.
Your illusion is now a puff of smoke.
As when a woman with child in the 9th month, bringing forth her son, with 2 or 3 hours of her birth, great pains, compass her womb, which pains when the child cometh forth.
Blood. So that prophecy is already organically developing right before our eyes. Right? Until we get to the climax and it's just and if you don't got that light, you're gonna be torn every which way.
That's right.
Holy.
my word, make you ready to thy battle.
That's
And in
good
those
for you
evils
people,
be even as pilgrims upon the earth. He that selleth, let him be as he hath that fleeth away.
Yeah, so in those evils be as pilgrims not on the earth, right? And the word pilgrim, when you look it up, is someone who's traveling to a holy place. So like I said earlier, as soon as we all see that the society is done, like everything that we grew up in is done, we should feel liberated. Like now you can really be you. Without having to go to work and that's a great joke. Yeah.
You're gonna be elevated, man.
Exactly.
In the spirit of Yahweh outside. You're not gonna be like,
Oh, I get to go to work. I get to.
no. That those days are done.
You don't have to mince words. You don't got to care about nobody. You know what I mean? You just focus on what's real, what's always been real, while everybody else is asleep. And seeing the time speed up. That's the thing.
Yes.
This time is flying, bro.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Boss is always calling you down the hall.
That's that.
Making sure you're doing your job. And it's a woman.
Yeah, the days are short, for real. He that selleth, let him be as he that fleeth away, and he that buyeth, as one that will lose. Right? Pretty much, if whatever you put your money into, be prepared to lose your investment. Right? Don't depend on that.
Yeah. And the world looks at us as being negative people because we want this place to fucking crash. Right? You know, like people will be talking to you at work, oh, like what's your 10-year plan? I'm like, yo, I'm waiting on World War III. I'm waiting on this fucking economy to crash. You know, and people look at me like I'm bugged out. But we don't care. We have no future in this fucking Esau's rulership.
Yeah, for us, there's no plan B.
Because it's all a simulation. Right? It's not real. It's a dream. That's why people, oh, what is your dream? What are your goals?
Nightmare.
Your goals is not even really spiritual because they're not comparing what Yahweh Bashim Shai. I mean, people of the world. It's conflicting with the scriptures. It's antichrist, anti-type.
There's not out your level.
Anti-anointing.
Yeah.
Not much
It's
to say,
subservient.
but you have to bring yourself down there because it's a part of the suffering. Right? The Lord's like, yeah, you gotta deal with these goyim. You gotta laugh at their jokes, give them a good smile. You gotta look like you mean it. Or that demon's gonna keep following you. Hey, you were 2 minutes late. Yeah, alarm. You gotta explain yourself. All that. Listen, the Lord, again, it's funny because we have faith in Yahweh Shemel Shai, and we understand the mercy, just like when the apostles got whipped on the back and they went around, they left praising the Lord, right? But this is all a part of the Lord making sure that our comforts are centered in the scriptures.
Beautiful.
More so now.
That's right.
Certain things that
That's right.
the Lord might have given you leeway to have comfort in 2 years ago, you don't get it now because time is short.
Yeah.
That was then, this is now. You gotta adapt. All right?
That's just draining. Having to be nice with these fucking people, laugh at their jokes.
Yep.
I can't wait to see this place fall. Yeah. I work, get in my car, and it's just like, fuck. Like, I don't care about this. We're just thinking about spiritual things. Thinking about the kingdom. That's just what keeps us going and going and going and going. Because the people around us, they're just dead.
Yeah. Yeah, but the majority of those jokes, especially the jokes of this world, are really jokes against the Israelites.
Yeah.
They're really even more underhanded jokes. Everything you dig and laugh at is really a joke at yourself. Right? Even this guy Kevin Hart, he had to sit down and endure a roast where they were roasting him about himself. That's what this world does to you as a Negro, Latino, Native American. You go to work, you have to understand those jokes against you and your own people. You're not laughing at the Edomites. You're not laughing at the heathens. You're laughing at yourself. You're laughing at your condition. Yeah, you guys. There.
Go ahead. He that occupieth merchandise, as he
When they laugh, they tell you a joke about, guys that come in and steal, right? If you're security, you're looking out for your own people. Now understanding that the biggest thief is Esau.
Mm-hmm.
So you'll watch your own. Niggas are here. But then you'll see an Edomite come in, you won't watch him, and he's the guy that just robbed you.
Yeah. I remember we used to see that when we used to go to LTO. They would be following us around.
And then the Edomite just steal.
that's the spirit. I know.
Well, meanwhile,
that be happening to me all the time. I go get some rays. around and all the winos are in the store. And when they see me coming, they love it. They hit the door as soon as I hit the door because they know they're gonna follow me. Right? 2 Thessalonians 16:42. He that occupies merchandise, as he that hath no profit by it, and he that buildeth, as he that shall not dwell therein. He that soweth, as if he should not reap. So also he that planteth the vineyard, as he that shall not gather the grapes.
We're in the spirit of get in, get out, daily bread, right? You know, we're not thinking, okay, yeah, let me. No. Get in, get out, daily bread. The water y'all be aside for the daily bread.
Yeah.
You know?
And if you had really to be like next week to whatever, it's just whatever I get or willing. If I have to break a bread with another brother with what I got, then more business to the whole brotherhood and to you, right? That's it. Don't be like these heathens. They don't even know. They can't even discern the times.
Yeah. The Spirit's pushing out the health tip too, man. Right, the health tip. Don't. Hold on a second. Heathens are complaining now. Yeah. Hold on a second.
Oh, you didn't hear it.
Don't.
The health tip.
Yeah. Don't eat for comfort.
Right.
That's out there too.
Yeah.
Eating, for comfort. Like if the Lord is moving the Spirit where you're eating once or twice a day, right, and it's not really comforting because you're not able to eat the things that the Lord's telling you a message. The Lord's letting you know something, obviously, because even the food, as we know, it's against your spirit, right? So, like, the Lord was patient with us, really, but that spirit of eating once a day, you should eat less being in Babylon because everything's tainted. You shouldn't want to eat more. But that's how you know it's a witchcraft. You want to eat more garbage, more death. So you brothers or anybody out there, that comfort in food, let yourself be discomforted by the food so you can be comforted by how much shot.
That's right.
Hunger isn't a bad thing. It's not a bad, especially in Esau's kingdom. It's actually a good thing. Fasting. One elder brother talked about what camp he's from. Slacking, but
What, history and herbs?
no, not him. But the brother mentioned when you're fasting, you're in angel mode. It's true. A lot. You're attentive. You speak better. You're more attentive. You have a little bit of an edge on you. You're not just comfy and
And that's a good word to brothers too, because even there's things that you know that you're doing that you're not supposed to do, and when you cut that out, when you come into the truth, like smoking weed and yada yada yada, a lot of brothers pick up another habit to replace that habit, right? And that falls in line with the comfort food and candy, sweets, and this, that, and the third. Drinking as well, right?
Alcohol too. That's real stuff. Start with myself.
I'm
That's real stuff. You have to know. The Lord's letting you know, like, hey, nah, man, you got to go to sleep angry and pray to me. You got to get down and pray to me and go to sleep. You can't go grab that phone. And that's what happens.